Yeah, no, I often say producing is all confidence and no ego.
Okay.
You have to be super confident. You have to walk in and people need to feel like they're in really good hands.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be like, when you make a decision, if you're dithering about what to do, the artist is going to lose faith, because if they're dithering,
Right.
I mean, if I have an artist who's like hyper confident, knows what they want, then
Mm-hmm.
that gives me a bit more breathing room.
Right.
But like in general, the relationship is like they don't know a lot about the studio, and so
Right.
they don't want to. They want to walk in and feel like I got this. But but the no ego part is it's not your record.
Right.
My production teacher in college said you're a wedding planner.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's you put in a lot of work and you make a lot of creative decisions with people. It's not your wedding.
Right.
And also, people save up a lot of money and don't do this very often, and you can't treat it like a day-to-day job when
Right.
they're there.
Oh, that's
It
interesting.
has to be exciting for you,
Okay.
or else, because you can't. I mean, the number of horror stories I hear, the number of clients I get in who are like relieved that I'm invested and present, and like, because the number of studio guys who like engineers too, like not just producers but engineers who are, I shouldn't say guys, studio people, fucking patriarchal language.
2019.
It's well, it's embedded in the way we talk.
Yeah.
Um, the number of studio engineers and stuff who like walk in like, oh, Mondays, right? And like drinking their coffee and like dragging ass, setting up the mics and everything. And this band is there who's saved up
Dreaming to
X
do
thousand
this.
dollars or
Yeah.
X $100 for a day, and like have been working on these songs to come and do this thing, and they walk into this place and the guy's treating it like he's working at TGI fucking Fridays.
I imagine that comes through in the end product anyway.
Yeah, oh yeah. But I mean, and energy is everything. Performance is everything. I invest in as high in the signal chain as you can.
Okay.
And by that I mean like the signal chain being starting, like ending at inside my computer,
Right.
ones and zeros on my hard drive or the tape.
And starting at the input at the other end.
Right, but so there's like the higher in the signal chain it starts, and the highest is the person.
Oh yeah.
Right,
fair
the
enough.
highest part of the signal
Yeah.
chain is the performer.
Right.
And so you want to make sure they're feeling great,
Yeah.
and that and the atmosphere and that their energy is there. And
Mm-hmm.
so like if I mean it's most apparent with a vocalist,
Right.
because they literally are the instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And so their mental state and energy and everything is everything. It's like having a guitar that you kick down the stairs and left out of tune versus having something that you've taken care of.
Right.
And making people feel good or feel what they need to feel, and giving them that space. I'm really about letting a person come in and kind of fill the studio with their energy and not imposing. Like if you notice, I painted this place white and gray.
That actually, I did note that because 90% of the studios that I come in are like dark and right.
90% of the studios I go to are perfect for your classic rock album.
Right.
And I don't want, like, I mean, I'm cool if somebody wants to come in and do some stoner rock and like make some. I record like heavy guitar music a lot, and
Right.
like that's cool. And those people don't feel uncomfortable here.
No, of course
But
not.
a lot of like hip hop folks and pop folks and like whatever music come in and like there's 6 Led Zeppelin posters in the lobby,
Right.
or whatever equivalent, and like the color of your walls may as well be a Led Zeppelin poster.
Right.
I love Zeppelin, don't get me wrong,
Sure,
but
sure.
like there's that feeling of like studio culture and like rock dudes, and a lot of people don't feel as comfortable with
Well, it
that.
also comes back to what you're saying before, like when the artist walks in and they're dealing with an engineer or this. I assume in a lot of situations it's a situation they haven't dealt with at all before, let alone, or if they have, it wasn't at an end to this degree. So coming into a studio like this is a thing that they built up towards. And when you walk in and everybody on the wall doesn't look like the kind of stuff that you're trying to do,
Right,
it starts
or doesn't
to,
look like you.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
if
know.
you don't happen to be a white male, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I imagine that makes it more difficult for the performer to sort of like trust the producer that they're in hands with, right?
For sure, and that's why I part of a place being welcoming for me is like not trying to impose. I mean, I've learned to accept. I have preferences, and when somebody hires me to, especially to produce, if I'm engineering, I can be transparent. I can make
Right.
the record. If you want to make something that sounds like it was done on tape in the '70s, we can do that. We can make a vibey old school thing. If you want to make a shiny pop thing, I have the skill set to do that. I hope. No, I do. If you producing wise, if that's where the line is, if you're bringing me on to like make artistic decisions, play instruments on your record, it's going to sound like I played on your record.
Right.
And I hope that's why you hired me.
Don't forget, you can subscribe to our full audio episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you find your audio podcasts. The full episodes, highlights, and our live off-the-floor performance videos can be found at our YouTube channel, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the AVB Podcast. Of course, you'll find links to our incredible sponsors and this week's guest in the description below. The AVB Podcast is part of the Border City Network. Find more great content at bordercitynetwork.com. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.